everyone. I hope you're having a great day, and welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. You are watching a live town hall with official Snapchat Lens Creator Ben Knutson, who will share his tips and tricks on how to best animate your 3D creations in Lens Studio by Snap Inc. My name is Alex Semenzato, and I'm the Director of Global Strategic Partnerships at Talent. We are the world's largest creator collaboration platform, and we're made up of 3 powerhouse creative communities: Talenthouse, Elo, and Zupa. Combined, we have an incredible diverse community of 1 million multidisciplinary creators located across 200 countries. We believe that a good idea can come from anywhere, but what we really believe is that a great idea can come from anywhere with the right opportunity and support. And that is why over the last 12 years, it has been our mission to work closely with major brands, agencies, and platforms to enable them to collaborate with creators like you. Really to support their creative needs, whether that be marketing materials, package design, social assets, wall murals, AR, and more. If you're watching this and you're not a community member already, we would love to welcome you to the platform, and we look forward to collaborating with you soon. We're excited to be in partnership with Snap, and we currently have a global creative brief live on townhouse.com. We are looking for creators to submit their real-world AR experiences, with a big focus of this looking at how you can augment your 3D designs using Lens Studio. So we thought it would be a great idea to introduce someone from the community that knows how to do this stuff really well and has the stamp of approval from Snapchat as an official Lens creator. So thanks again for joining, and I'm now pleased to introduce Ben Knutson.
Hey, how's it going, Alex? Thanks for the introduction. So as Alex said, my name is Ben, and I'm going to be talking about Lens Studio and how to make some cool interactive 3D lenses. So we're starting off on the Lens Studio website just because we can go to the download, and if you haven't downloaded already, you can just download it here yourself. And once you have it downloaded, it's available for Mac and PC. Then we'll just go right into the software here. And this is the home screen, basically. This is where you'll start all of your experiences. And you'll notice here that we have a bunch of these templates. This is going to be primarily what I'm talking about today. These templates are kind of the starting points between, all of your lenses. And this is kind of where, if you're not lens experts, then you can kind of start with all these places. They'll have all these resources and scripts for you to use that'll make making lenses much easier. So I guess to start at the very basics of what the Lens Studio layout looks like, we can go to the Make a Lens in Minutes here, and that'll walk you through from start to finish, basically how to make a lens and what goes into that. So to start, it's saying to select this My Birthday Controller object, and that's in the Objects panel. So the Objects panel is going to be where all of this stuff in your scene is going to be housed. So this My Birthday Controller script is going to control the different aspects of this lens. And this is an already completed lens, basically, but it's just kind of walking you through the steps to take. So now it's asking us to customize our countdown settings. So let's say my birthday is June 13th, and it'll say then 283 days until my birthday, and we can do things like change the color of the glasses and the hat, and also the background animation, and we can even add some customization to the glasses. So this is an example of using a script to kind of easily customize your lenses. And so once we click next, it'll say to add a face stretch to your lens. So this is going to kind of show us how to add different effects to our lenses. So when we click the plus button up here and we go down to face stretch, you'll see it'll open up this little diagram here, and it's going to ask us to tune the face stretch effect. And so this is where we can kind of just mess around and make some really interesting looking faces right now. Once we click OK, you can turn on the webcam to test it out here. Hello, everybody. And yeah, that's how it would look on the webcam. So we already have it selected. We're previewing it. And then once you're done, you can just hit publish. So this is where you're going to finish by publishing your lens. And then it'll open up your My Lenses here, and you'll select Community Lens or Business Lens. If you're just making a lens for fun on your own account, you do Community, or if you are doing a sponsored lens for like a brand or an agency or a marketing campaign, that would be your Business Lens. So we would just click that, and we would hit Submit, and then within probably a couple seconds, this lens will go live. Let's go back here, and let's start out, since this is going to be mainly focused on the world 3D effects, because it's kind of what Alex was mentioning about the awesome creative brief that is going on right now, where you can create anything you want as long as it's a world-sided lens. So let's get into it by starting with some of the world-side templates. We'll go with this static objects template to start. So let's load that up. And let's flip this around here and switch it to the regular preview. So the first thing we see here is that it already has this example object loaded in. And you'll notice that when I click and drag, it actually is tracking to the ground, and it's letting me kind of move it. And this is what you can do when you're actually using the lens, is tap on an object and move it around on the ground. And this is all done by using something called the World Objects Controller. So if we look here in this Objects panel, we'll see this World Objects Controller script. And what this is basically doing is it's going to take the camera tracking, and it's going to set the objects on where it tracks the ground to be. And then we'll have this little touch collision grid that it creates, and everything inside that, basically, if you click on it, it'll let you move it around. And right here is the trophy. This is the 3D objects that they have in there as the example assets. And I guess just to note what kind of assets, 3D assets that Lens Studio allows, they have the capacity for OBJ format, and if it's an animated object, it could be FBX, or it could be GLTF for vertex animations. So this is the very basics of the World Objects Controller script. Let's say that we don't have, like, let's say you're starting from scratch and you wanted to do this on its own. So basically, let's just take off everything in here, and what we can do is go into the plus icon here, go down to the helper scripts. That's where it's going to have some of our common scripts that we want to use, and then we'll click World Objects Controller. So that'll add back what we had before. And you'll see it'll kind of put their own little animation here. But also what you're seeing now is that it's not actually tracking to the ground anymore. And that's because what you would need to do is go into the camera, and then here in the inspector panel where you edit your components, we would click Add Component, and we scroll down until we see the device tracking component. And that's what's going to snap it right to the ground there. And this is the logger panel right here too. This is where you'll see kind of messages in the script if there's something not going right. And what it's saying is that the helper makes it visible. Basically, it's asking us to assign the device tracking property in this script. So if we click on this, you'll see in the inspector panel, this is the script object. And it's the, since we deleted it, the device tracking thing is empty. So we would just click that, add that, and we're good to go. So this is the very basics of using the World Objects Controller. And let's go back and get some other interactive templates here. So let's try one. If we can also actually, if you click on all templates, there's actually quite a few things that you could play around with, and you can also order them or filter them by your skill level, or also by the kind of type. So for us, it's going to be 3D. And what I'm looking for here is the interactive look at template. So this is very similar to that static object one, except what this one does is that it will actually detect if the camera is looking at the object, and if it isn't, then, or if it is, then it will start animating the object. So let's say we move it over here, camera's not like in the view angle of this, so it's doing its basically its idle animation. And then if we move it inside there, then it starts animating. So what we can do, this is an FBX file that was imported. So you'll see that when you import it, it has different clips. And when you're importing an FBX animation, a lot of the times it'll just be a single timeline animation, and like your different animations will be split up into different frame ranges. So if you wanted to say like create clips basically of like your idle animation and then your this fall animation, you can do that by clicking Add Clip, and it'll create this new one. And basically, like so, from this one, if you look, fall is it's using the time range here, but we could also select frames instead if that's what you're more comfortable with. So the fall animation is from 0 to 101 frames. So that's all you would, if you would already know that basically if you had exported your FBX with the animation. You would do from 0 to, we have to change this to frames, 0 to 101 frames. The FPS and the cycles and the offset should all be good. Weight should probably be 1. And then blend type could either be override or additive. It's not terribly important. And then you would name it as well. But since this is already working, that'll be fine. So let's go into the world object controller here, and then we'll see that there's a couple more things added. First, the touch and the manipulate components here are what kind of drive the interactive part where you can drag and click this. So you don't have to worry about that. But these two scripts that were added, the idle animation and the look at animation, are what you would use to create this interactiveness. So you'll see it's adding the animation mixer. That's basically this component right here that houses the different clips. And you'll add that in there. And then your idle animation, which was titled idle, will go there. You can also add some audio as well if you wanted to do that. And then we have the look at animation, which was fall. And this should all be already set for you, the look at, target, the camera, objects. But if you wanted to add your own custom one, you would just need to rename the look at layer, the idle layer, and then the animation mixer. And then the trigger angle will kind of tell you how wide or narrow you want that angle to be. So like if I change the trigger angle to like 20, then he'll kind of animate much more. Let's change it even more. So like you'll see that if you change it enough, he'll keep animating even though he's already out of the screen. So this will kind of help you maybe kind of tweak your lens to make it, more or less how you want it to be. So that would be the interactive look at. Let's try a different one.